I'm back. I returned from the dungeon that Primitive Man was guarding. Finally, I can tell you the adventure, the utter torture I had to go through that dungeon to finally finish off Primitive Man. What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie, and today we are reviewing Primitive Man and their album Immersion. Now, they just released an album, so it's August 14th, 2020. And now this album overall is intense as anything. It's got this sincere atmosphere that is absolutely riveting, a cacophony of sound. If you love Black and Death Doom along with Death Doom, also with Funeral Doom, you're gonna fucking well love this album. So today I'm gonna give you my review of Primitive Man, Immersion. Now, to be honest, I wasn't really impressed with their single, and that was Entity. Entity was certainly just half static along with an actual song. If you incorporate Entity within Immersion, wow, it's a whole different ball game, baby. This band is fantastic. By adding Death Doom, Funeral Doom, and also Avant-Garde, something Imperial Triumphant could not succeed. But this album certainly made me think, how fucked up is mankind right now? Because this album is none other than depressing, and it's also bleak. Now, Ethan's vocals on this album are absolutely brilliant. They really are very dynamic and range. Love his harsh, aggressive vocals. But the main star on this album is the production. The production's fantastic. It really is. I just love the tone of the drums. I also love how sludgy it is. Dial up the production to 10, you get a sludgy Death Doom album along with blackened Death Doom as well. They incorporate elements of black metal, especially in songs such as Menacing, even Foul. Still hold true to that doomy sound. Just imagine Doom verse, Dragging the Sunlight, evoking Ahab all into one. You get this band called Primitive Man. Introduction is the lifer. Now, this song is very slow, it's very doomy, and it's like the overall guitar tone is absolutely demonic. I love how satanic it is. It's tuned down to S for satanic, and it's just an absolutely incredible introduction to introduce this album, Immersion. His vocals are quite melodic. It's very catchy, this song. The lifer has such an interesting melody. Even sing out the melody for you in the lifer, especially when he incorporates his harsh, aggressive vocals. I just love how slow it is. I love the drumming, and overall it's just a tight and cohesive album, a fantastic doom song. We get the Menacing. The Menacing is harsh and it's aggressive. It's very avant-garde as well, incorporating blast beats throughout the song. Definitely one of the heaviest songs off the album, and his vocals are absolutely fucking intense. Incredible vocal performance by Ethan as well, along with some really nice gritty bass, along with also awesome guitar work. Really love the lead. I love how atmospheric and ethereal this song feels, along with an absolutely incredible moment, especially how slow and doomy this song gets. How fast this song gets as well, incorporating the death doom elements along with the funeral doom elements throughout this song. You know what? This song dials up to another 10 where we get some static. This static is the best static I've ever heard, to be honest. It's noise, but it's really good noise. It's like an electricity coming from a staff. It's very static, it's very electrical, and this is all the guitar work, the lead guitar that leads on to the song Foul. Foul is definitely a very interesting song overall. It's a lot slower song as well, with some really nice slow tempos along with some really nice drum work. Really love his vocals. You can understand what he's saying on this song. As some would say, this is cookie cutter death metal vocals. I disagree. This is funeral doom vocals, and his vocals are fucking intense as anything, especially the mid part of the song, the passages, the slow passages along with the fast passages as well, and it builds up to the final song, Consumption. Consumption is one of the most heaviest songs by Primitive Man, in my opinion. It's like Consumption is everything you've heard from this album dialed up to 1,000, because this is how heavy and gritty this song is, but they still hold true to that atmospheric, deep, dark, weight on your shoulders sound that Primitive Man are very good at. I love the blast beats, really love the guitar tones, and overall it's just a really tight and cohesive song and a great way to end off the album. One negative on this album is the length. You know, the length, it's less than 40 minutes, this album, I believe, and I wanted more. I wanted more from this album, and that's why it's not getting anything higher than a 9, because I feel that this album is too short. It's a short album. I wanted more. Maybe another long song and it would be absolutely a masterpiece. But unfortunately, I got to give you my honest score on this album, and man, I think it deserves an 8.5 out of 10. It's just a brilliant album overall, and I absolutely fucking enjoyed it. This is competing with Convocation. This is also competing with Paysage the Heaver as well to be up the top, because every time I listen to this album, I absolutely fall in love with it. Competing with Voldrin as well, because this is a very different sounding album than anything I've heard. They have gained a fan from this album. Even my mate was reluctant to listen to this album. We were actually shitting on this album before we were listening to it. And then we decided to try it, and you know what? We fucking loved it. We absolutely loved it. And this album is a solid 8.5 out of 10. I think it's definitely one of the best albums of the year, and it's definitely one of the best albums of the month. So comment below if you enjoyed this album. Let me know what you thought about this album. Do you believe it's too short or not? I believe if they added a few more songs, it would have been close to a masterpiece. But because of its length, its score degrades. So I loved it. I really did. I think it's absolutely a solid album. Also, one negative is Entity. Entity is the weakest song off the album, but damn, the rest of the album is a killer. And I will see you in the next one.